Okay, I'd like to make it clear that here at CBR, we do not support Baby Yoda testing. But that being said, how many midichlorians are jam-packed into that little green guy? If you're not up to date on The Mandalorian, you need to catch up because there will be spoilers as I reveal just how incredible this teeny tiny creature really is. And I'm not just talking about how he stacks up to the other non-Force sensitive characters around him. Although it seems blasphemous to say it out loud, he might be even more powerful than Master Yoda himself. May he rest in peace, of course. From the very first moment we met Baby Yoda in The Mandalorian, fans were already in awe of his powers. No, he didn't use any kind of Force skills in the initial episode, but he did manage to win over the Mandalorian, and clearly that's not a very easy task. Being cute isn't really the kind of superpower you brag about, but hey, it's worked out well for him so far. The Mandalorian has made it his mission to protect the child, despite it absolutely torpedoing his bounty hunting career and all but guaranteeing his doom. In fact, most non-terrible people who meet Baby Yoda feel the same urge to protect his little sweet face. Okay, enough about how cute Baby Yoda is. We've never had the pleasure of seeing what Master Yoda looked like when he was a kid, so maybe he was even more adorable. I personally can't think of anything cuter than Baby Yoda, but maybe you have a better imagination than me. Although, let's give credit where credit is due here. Master Yoda was an incredibly powerful Jedi in his day. He was a member of the Jedi High Council, so there's no doubt that he was the best of the best. Yes, he was wise and filled with sage advice that Skywalkers never seemed to want to hear, but he also knew how to fight. Honestly, the fact that he perished due to old age is really impressive, all things considered. And as a reminder, his version of old age was making it to the ripe old year of 900, so all the more impressive. 900, give or take. But what makes a Jedi strong? Well, according to the prequels, a whole lot of it hinges on the amount of midichlorians swimming around inside their veins. These microscopic, intelligent life forms have been around since the beginning of the galaxy, and those who use the Force are sensitive enough to them to borrow their power. Now, Anakin Skywalker was supposedly the chosen one who would bring balance to the Force and destroy the Sith. And the reason Qui-Gon Jinn was so convinced of this was because of how many midichlorians Anakin had within his body. And who was the top-tier Jedi he compared him to? Master Yoda. Both Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi acknowledged that OG Yoda was the best of the best when they examined Anakin. It would be easy to say that Baby Yoda has the potential to be greater than Master Yoda ever was. After all, even the most dedicated Star Wars fans don't know what'll happen next in this story. Baby Yoda is being raised by the Mandalorian, who is an absolutely incredible fighter who comes from a long line of legendary warriors. That definitely seems like it'll give him a huge advantage compared to other members of his species, but then again, Luke Skywalker grew up blasting womp rats on Tatooine, and after a quick crash course for Master Yoda, he managed to topple the entire Empire. Which really might be another point on Master Yoda's side, from a certain point of view. But I'll leave the questions about nature versus nurture to the professionals, especially since we have no idea what Master Yoda's childhood was like. Maybe he was raised by 2 Mandalorians. But the real reason I'm not going to talk about Baby Yoda's future potential is because, frankly, I don't have to. I mean, no disrespect to the late great Master Yoda, rip in peace, but Baby Yoda is stronger than he was. We don't know much about Yoda's species, and that's because George Lucas has refused to let anybody elaborate on it in any of the canon or non-canon Star Wars works. So if you're keeping score, you can go ahead and add this to your list of things to blame on George Lucas right next to Jar Jar Binks and the Who Shot First controversy. When Baby Yoda used the Force to help the Mandalorian against the Mudhorn, I was impressed. After all, he's a very young child at the age of 50, and it seems like he's too little to have had any formal training. So utilizing the Force at all at this point is a big deal, and he managed to save a situation that a seasoned warrior was struggling with. Yeah, he had to take a cute little nap afterwards, but it was still impressive. Not Master Yoda level impressive, but still. But within a few episodes, his powers went from intriguing to absolutely mind-blowing. When Mando and Cara Dune decide to arm wrestle, Baby Yoda doesn't quite understand what's going on and believes that his BFF is under attack from a big, mean former shock trooper. So he does what any kind-hearted little green baby would do and tries to force choke her. Baby's first force choke. That's going right in the little space baby book. This kind of force ability is one that's usually associated with the dark side, so it's not the kind of thing that just anybody can do. It takes a lot of talent to strangle somebody with your mind instead of your hands. We've also seen Palpatine use this ability on Count Dooku, and in many other impressive instances by powerful Force users. The fact that Baby Yoda, who only recently learned not to eat frogs in front of people, can do this is mind-blowing. If you've ever wanted to use the Force to course correct the YouTube algorithm, a little rhyme there, we have an easier way. Just click on that subscribe button and then turn on your notifications either right here or in the settings menu if you're on your phone. That way you won't miss out on the latest Mandalorian content from CBR. Okay, that's as long as I can stand being away from Baby Yoda, so let's get back to him. A child who seems to be developmentally on par with a human toddler using an advanced Force ability with no training at all is absolutely insane, but it's not the most impressive thing we've seen him do. Baby Yoda used his powers of cuteness to convince Queel to babysit him while the Mandalorian fought for his freedom against the remaining Imperials. The plan was for Mando and Cara to go with Greef Karga to take out the Client and release his hold on Karga's turf. Then the bounty on Mando would be cancelled and he and Baby Yoda could enjoy a much greater chance of survival. But almost immediately things started going wrong when the group was attacked, and Greef Karga sustained a serious wound. While everyone else stood around awkwardly, Baby Yoda got to work. Not only did he use the Force to stop the spread of the toxin, but he patched Greef Karga up good as new in just a few seconds. This is a power straight out of the non-canon Star Wars Legends and games like Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. It's not something that just anybody can do, to say the least. Beginners had to spend a lot of time meditating just to cure simple wounds. This is some next-level stuff that Master Yoda was never shown to be capable of, even during his prime. He was alive for 900 years and apparently was unable to pick up this skill that Baby Yoda just made look easy. Remember earlier when I said that Anakin Skywalker had even more midichlorians swimming around in him than Master Yoda? Well, guess who else couldn't use this power? Even though he was supposedly the ultra-powerful Chosen One, he didn't have the ability to heal people. In Legends, Darth Vader does eventually learn how to use Force healing, but the less effective dark side version of the trick. True healing, like the kind we saw Baby Yoda do, is only something light side users can pull off. But a trained and not yet evil Anakin with more midichlorians than Master Yoda couldn't even use the skill. Not only is Baby Yoda stronger than the OG Yoda, but he could even be stronger than the legendary Anakin Skywalker. But how do we reconcile his amazing healing powers with the fact that he tried to Force choke Cara Dune? It's true that this ability has historically been used by a lot of evildoers, but that hasn't always been the case. It's not exclusively a Sith skill, even though they do tend to use it a lot. In the Clone Wars, Ahsoka Tano resorted to using it when she had to escape Trandoshan hunters, and when the youngling Khalifa tries to do the same, Ahsoka stops her from making a fatal move. So it's not the power that's bad necessarily, just how it's used. After all, is giving someone a quick neck hug any more inherently evil than slicing somebody in half with a lightsaber? And Jedi do not think twice about using their mind tricks, but that kind of control could easily be abused. Baby Yoda wasn't trying to hurt Cara just for fun or to impose his will on her. He was trying to protect his friend, which is a noble goal even if Mando wasn't actually in any real danger. Okay, so he's clearly not as wise as Master Yoda, and wisdom is definitely a form of strength, but still. It's a drop in the blurg slop bucket compared to what we've seen this child pull off. Master Yoda was smarter than Baby Yoda, but he was also a lot older. Even though the child's still learning, he's shown some cleverness. Despite his young age, he's initially curious about Zero, but is able to perceive when he goes from being a benign presence on the ship to a threat to his safety. Baby Yoda also manages to hide from him quite effectively, and even when Zero narrows in, it seems like the child let this happen. Before the Mandalorian intervened, it appeared as though Baby Yoda was going to do something to protect itself. Maybe it was going to use the Force to slam the door closed on him like we saw Mando do to Berg. Or maybe he had another super impressive Force ability up his tiny little sleeves. Just because he isn't as smart as Master Yoda yet isn't really a knock against him because of their vast age difference. Based on his cleverness, so far it certainly seems like he'll get there at some point. Even though he's still little, it's clear that he's just teeming with midichlorians. He's shown off powers that would make a fully trained Force user jealous, and displayed abilities that even Anakin and Master Yoda couldn't do. At first, it seemed disrespectful to even suggest that this child could be stronger than Yoda, but now it seems crazy not to see his incredible potential. What do you think about the idea that Baby Yoda is more powerful than even the late great Master Yoda himself? Let us know what you think about the matchup between these two characters in the comments section below, and don't forget to click on the subscribe button and turn on your notifications for more videos from us here at CBR. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.